Before Thor became the god of thunder we know and love in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, his journey had a much rockier start. We're taking you back over 30 years to the very beginning of Thor's cinematic history. Strap in, because the road to glory wasn't always smooth. This is the story of how Thor's cinematic journey began.
First things first.
The Incredible Hulk returns. 1988 TV movie. Can you believe that Thor first appeared on screen in a TV movie all the way back in 1988? And it wasn't even his own movie. It was The Incredible Hulk Returns, a made-for-TV film where Thor, played by Eric Allan Kramer, made his live-action debut. While the movie introduced Thor to audiences, this version was a far cry from the mighty god we see today. He wasn't quite the beloved character he is now. In fact, the TV movie was meant to be a pilot for a potential Thor series, but with its lackluster reception, that plan quickly fizzled out. Eric Allan Kramer, the first actor to play Thor, didn't even get to wield the character's full potential, and we had to wait over 20 years for someone to take the hammer and truly bring it to life. Fast forward to 2011, Thor finally gets the chance to swing Mjolnir in his very own movie, directed by Kenneth Branagh. This time, Chris Hemsworth stepped into the godly boots, transforming Thor into a central figure in the MCU. But did you know the casting of Thor wasn't so straightforward? Hemsworth almost didn't land the role. His younger brother, Liam Hemsworth, was in the running too. Imagine, we could have had a very different God of Thunder. In a twist of fate, Chris snagged the role and, well, we're not complaining. The movie, however, received a mixed response. Some loved Thor's arrival in the MCU, while others thought it lacked the excitement of other Marvel films. Still, it was a critical moment in building the franchise we know today. Chris Hemsworth wasn't even a well-known actor at the time. He only earned $150,000 for his role in this movie, pretty low compared to his future Thor paychecks. But his performance marked the beginning of Thor's ascent to greatness. The Avengers, 2012. Now, let's talk about the movie that really put Thor on the map, The Avengers. Released in 2012, this film wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon.
Do not touch me again.
Then don't take my stuff.
Seeing Thor team up with Iron Man, Captain America, and the Hulk, audiences couldn't get enough. But it wasn't just Thor's hammer-wielding powers that caught our attention. Chris Hemsworth had to work extra hard to maintain his godly physique, consuming ridiculous amounts of food, especially protein. We're talking chicken, steak, salmon, eggs. Enough to feed a small army, and it paid off. Big time. I bet you didn't know that Chris had to eat more chicken breast than most of us see in a lifetime to keep up with the demands of playing an Asgardian god. That dedication truly showed on screen. Thor, The Dark World, 2013.
Anyone else?
Just 2 years after the Avengers, we saw Thor return in Thor, The Dark World. Now, while it might not be the most beloved movie in the MCU, it played a crucial role in expanding the Thor mythos, diving deeper into Asgard and introducing us to the Dark Elves. But here's where things get interesting. This film had a few hiccups behind the scenes. With a new director, Alan Taylor, at the helm, some found it hard to connect with the storyline. Still, it had its moments, especially the banter between Thor and Loki. Now here's a little fun fact. Remember those close-up kissing scenes between Thor and Jane Foster Natalie Portman? Because of the height difference between Portman and Hemsworth, the crew had to use a box and a ramp to make the shots work. Now, that's movie magic for you. Thor, Ragnarok, 2017.
Why fight it? Because that's what heroes do. Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't time that right.
Okay, here's where things really get interesting. Thor, Ragnarok hit theaters in 2017 and blew everyone away. Renowned director Taika Waititi took over and turned the franchise on its head. Gone was the brooding, serious Thor. Instead, we got a colorful, comedic, and action-packed adventure. This movie wasn't just a fan favorite, it was a box office smash, grossing $854 million worldwide. But did you know that one of the most iconic lines in the movie came from a child?
He's a friend from work.
That's right. During filming, a Make-A-Wish child visited the set, and it was their suggestion for Thor to call the Hulk a friend from work. It became one of the most memorable moments in the entire film. Avengers, Infinity War, 2018.
Alright, stop!
Thor's journey took a darker turn in Avengers, Infinity War. By this point, he's lost his hammer, his brother, and nearly everything he loves. But he doesn't give up. Thor embarks on a mission to forge a new weapon, Stormbreaker, to defeat Thanos. Thor's entrance during the Battle of Wakanda, wielding Stormbreaker, is arguably one of the most epic moments in the entire MCU. Fans were on the edge of their seats when he showed up just in time to save the Avengers. It's no wonder Infinity War grossed over $2 billion worldwide. Avengers Endgame 2019. Now, let's talk about Avengers Endgame. By this point, Thor's story takes an unexpected turn. We see him as Fat Thor, struggling with the weight of his past failures and losses. It was a bold move to show Thor in such a vulnerable state, but it resonated with fans.
What are you doing?
Chris Hemsworth had to wear a heavy bodysuit to portray Fat Thor, and while it provided some much-needed comic relief, it also highlighted Thor's emotional journey. Despite the laughs, this was the most human and relatable version of the character. Another fun fact, though Natalie Portman didn't film any new scenes for Endgame, her appearance was pieced together with leftover footage from Thor: The Dark World. Talk about creative use of resources. Thor: Love and Thunder, 2022. Finally, we come to Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor's journey has come full circle, with Taika Waititi returning as director. This time, Thor's story gets even bigger with Christian Bale playing Gore the God Butcher and Natalie Portman returning as Jane Foster, wielding Mjolnir as the mighty Thor. At the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con, when Natalie Portman walked on stage holding Mjolnir, fans went wild. This marked Jane Foster's official return to the MCU, and we couldn't be more excited to see her take on the mantle of Thor. From a humble TV movie debut in 1988 to becoming one of the most beloved characters in the MCU, Thor's cinematic journey has been nothing short of legendary. And with each new movie, Chris Hemsworth has solidified himself as the God of Thunder we never knew we needed. But Thor's story isn't over yet. Who knows where the next adventure will take him? Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite superheroes. Until next time, keep wielding your hammers.